Theta value equals 11.8301 rands per coin. The current price range is 11.1450 to 11.9307 . The previous day's close was 11.4224 . The change was plus 0.4077 plus 3.57% reverse rate ZAR to Theta. Theta cost expectations for the near future and month. On Friday, June 16, Theta cost was expected to be 10.96 rands, with a high of 11.73 rands and a low of 10.19 rands. On Monday, June 19, Theta figure cost 10.61 rands, with a top of 11.35 rands and a low of 9.87 rands. On Tuesday, June 20, Theta cost is expected to be $10.71. Rands 11.46 high 9.96 low. On Wednesday, June 21, Theta figure cost $10.46. In a multi-week period, the rands reached a high of 11.19 and a low of 9.73. On Thursday, June 22, Theta cost is expected to be 9.15 rands, with a high of 9.79 rands and a low of 8.51 rands. On Friday, June 23, Theta figure cost 8.91 rands, with a top of 9.53 rands and a low of 8.29 rands. On Monday, June 26, Theta cost is expected to be 8.89 rands, with a high of 9.51 rands and a low of 8.27 rands. On Tuesday, June 27, Theta conjecture cost 8.33 rands, with a high of 8.91 rands and a low of 7.75 rands. On Wednesday, June 28, Theta cost is expected to be 8.49 rands, with a high of 9.08 rands and a low of 7.90 rands. On Thursday, June 29, Theta conjecture cost 7.83 rands, with a high of 8.38 rands and a low of 7.28 rands. On Friday, June 30, Theta costs 7.81 rands, with a top of 8.36 rands and a low of 7.26 rands. On Monday, July 3, Theta hypothesis cost 7.78 rands, with a high of 8.32 rands and a low of 7.24 rands. On Tuesday, July 4, Theta cost is expected to be 7.86 rands, with a high of 8.41 rands and a low of 7.31 rands. On Wednesday, July 5, Theta hypothesis cost 7.86 rands, with a high of 8.41 rands and a low of 7.31 rands in 3 weeks. On Thursday, July 6, Theta cost is expected to be 7.45 rands, with a high of 7.97 rands and a low of 6.93 rands. On Friday, July 7, Theta conjecture cost 7.75 rands, with a top of 8.29 rands and a low of 7.21 rands. On Monday, July 10, Theta cost 7.68 rands, with a top of 8.22 rands and a low of 7.14 rands. On Tuesday, July 11, Theta gauge cost 7.88 rands, with a top of 8.43 rands and a low of 7.33 rands. On Wednesday, July 12, Theta cost 7.90 rands, with a top of 8.45 rands and a low of 7.35 rands. On Thursday, July 13, Theta gauge costs $7.93. Rands, low 7.37, high 0.49. On Friday, July 14, Theta is expected to cost $7.97. Rand high, 8.53, low, 7.41. On Monday, July 17, Theta gauge priced $7.78. Rand 8.32 high 7.24 low. Theta value forecast for 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027. Theta cost forecast for June 2023. First place cost at 16.44 rands, extravagant cost 18.65, whereas low cost 7.26 was discovered, and the moderate value of cost 12.54 was discovered. Theta cost gauge for the month of June N7.81 change 52.5%. Theta cost number for July 2023 began at 7.81 rands and increased to 8.53 rands before arriving at the midpoint of cost 7.25. Theta cost figure toward the month's and 6.56% change in July. Theta cost is expected to be $6.56 in August 2023. Rands excessive cost 6.56 and low cost 5.55. They came at the cost midpoint 6.16. Theta cost figure for the months and 5.97% change for August. Theta figure for September 2023 started at 5.97. Rands are expensive. He arrived at the midpoint of cost 5.86. Theta cost figure toward the months and 5.82 change for September 2.5%. Theta cost is expected to be 5.82 in October 2023. He reached at the midpoint of cost 5.43. Theta cost gauge for the months and 5.23 change for October 10.1%. Theta gauge for November 2023 will begin at a cost of 5.23. Rands have an excessive cost of 6.45, a low cost of 5.23, and a cost of 5.74 in the center. Theta cost gauge toward the months and 6.03 change for November 15%. 3. Theta price forecast for December 2023. Begin with a low cost of 6.03 rands and work your way up to an outrageous cost of 7.48 rands. 6.63 Theta cost gauge for months and 6.99% change in December. Theta cost gauge toward the months and 5.87 change for January. 16% data cost expectation for February 2024. To begin with cost at 6.99 rands, exorbitant cost 6.99 while low cost 5.46. The discovered the middle value of cost 6.33. Theta cost gauge toward the months and 5.87 change for January. 16% data cost expectation for February 2024. To begin with cost at 5.87 rands, excessive cost while the low cost was 4.58. They landed at the midpoint of cost 5.31. Theta expenses speculate on the months and 4.93% change in February. Theta cost conjecture for WAC 2024 at the outset cost at 4.93 rands, excessive cost 5.78 while low cost 4.93. He arrived at the middle of cost 5.26, spring 5.40, change 9.5 percentage points. Theta cost forecast for April 2024. At the outset cost of 5.40 rands, excessive cost of 5.69 rands. While low cost 4.95, he arrived at the midpoint of cost 5.34, 5.32% change in April, before all else cost at 5.32 rands, excessive cost 5.32 while low cost